Very good. Okay, thanks a lot. This is Bill Arbios from Arbios Vineyards, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his vineyards and about the Sonoma, Alexander Valley area. But first, Bill, tell me, who the hell are you, and what got you in the wine business, and tell us a little bit about your cellars, your vineyard.
Well, as your dog can tell, I went to UC Davis a long time ago, and I was going to be a vet. Since I was 5 years old, I knew I wanted to be a vet. By the time I was 13, I had all my college applications ready to go. I mean, I knew I was set. Got to school and said, this is pretty tough stuff. It's harder to get into vet school than it is to get into med school. And so I said, I'm going to get a leg up on everybody. I'm going to go work for a vet one summer. And I learned a number of things right away. Vet clinics smell bad.
Smell like dog.
And the animals are not happy to see you. Sticking pins and needles and puppies and kittens all weekend long was not my idea of a good time. And people would come in. Now, this was the early 70s, but people would come in and they'd say, $7 to fix my dog? That's too much. Kill it. Well, I would have had 400 broken dogs in my backyard. So it was a good idea. It just wasn't going to work. So I went back to school and I said, well, every young man needs to know something about the finer things in life, wine, women, and song. Well, I had song down. Women just weren't happening, and so that left wine. And I opened the catalog, and there was a class called Wine, an Introduction for Americans. I'd never had a glass of wine in my life, didn't know anything about it.
Oh, good for you. That's good.
Took the class, fell in love with it, and ended up taking every class that UC Davis offered on grape growing, winemaking, graduate, undergraduate. I just fell in love with it.
Wow.
And I've been doing it ever since. I moved to Sonoma County in '73, and I now live 2 blocks from where I first lived. So I don't get around much, but I sure like it there.
Great. Well, you are based out of Sonoma, in Alexander Valley to be specific. Tell us something about what makes Sonoma, what makes Alexander Valley different from Napa and some of the other regions of California as well as the world.
Well, I can say that very clearly. Napa makes auto parts and Sonoma County makes fine wine.
Okay. All right. I think I'll like that.
Anyway, all that aside, Sonoma is that piece of land which stands between Napa and the coast. So Alexander Valley, which is within Sonoma County, has a cooler, more marine-influenced climate than most of Napa. And so the grapes take longer to get ripe, often are less alcoholic, and are easier to make with for me, a clear fruit-driven varietal characteristic. Our own vineyard is at altitude. We are about 2,000 feet altitude on Pine Mountain, which is at the very north end of Alexander Valley. And it's very steep slopes, 30 to 40 degrees, about the same as the bunny slopes at Squaw Valley.
Gracious.
And there's only 6 inches of soil in the vineyard, so the vines really do struggle, which is something that I look for. I was taught that grapes should grow on the hillsides and other things should grow on the valley floor. And so we really take the hillside thing to heart. But it means something special because grapevines metabolize between 50 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And we spend more time in that golden zone. We're up above the fog that comes in. And so when the cool wind comes in from the ocean and bringing the fog with it, it lifts that...
Never fails.
Never fails. It lifts the warm air from the valley floor, so at night we aren't as cold. And during the day, we're 10 degrees, maybe 8 degrees cooler than the valley floor, simply because hot air, or cooler air in the mountains. So we have a situation where our grapes get physiologically riper earlier at lower levels of sugar. That's how we get the good color, the good flavors with lower alcohol in our wine, which is something that I strive for in all of our wines.
So what would you say is the difference in the taste profile between a Napa Valley wine and a Sonoma, or specifically your wines?
I think that mountain Cabernets from the Napa Valley versus mine, Napa Valley would be brawnier. Ours would be more finesse, more elegance, more more in a Bordeaux style as opposed to that real jammy California-driven style.
Very good. And we are trying your Cabernet right now.
Indeed.
And
Cheers.
tell us a little bit about it. Thank you, Matt. Okay.
And
This is the 2004.
this is the 2004,
which is
our
current vintage for you guys.
I love this wine. To me, it really typifies the style that we're going for. Take that. Anyway, this had 2 years in the barrel and then 2 years in the bottle, because when I release these wines, I want people to be able to pick them up and take them home and enjoy them. With a lot of wines that get a 3-year cycle, you pick them up, you take them home, and you better have a really big piece of meat to go with them, because they're just not quite ready. And that's one of the things that we really strive to do. Consequently, restaurants seem to love us, because when we
You don't have to lay them down for long.
don't have to lay them down, but they have the full varietal character, the cassis, the pencil box, the elegance and breed that Cabernet can have without being really alcoholic and coarse. So
Very good.
that's how I feel about it.
Well, Bill, thank you very much, and we will enjoy your wines. There, we absolutely have all his wines here at Bon Vivant. He has a second label called Praxis, which are grapes that you source out from surrounding counties and areas, right?
That's absolutely.
And more value priced, under $20 wines, a beautiful Viognier, and a wonderful Merlot, and a standout Pinot Noir. And we'll have these wines here. And Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you very
And
much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.